Ready to go live. All right, and we are live. Welcome, everybody, to the workshop number 131. I am your guest host, Tara Christian Wiedner. Fully aware that my name sounds like I should be a religious stoner, but I promise I really don't mess with religion, so don't ever get that twisted. You are joining us in a comedy safe space known as the Workshop, where you're going to see some fantastic comedians from all over the country that have come together and write on a topic of someone else's choosing. And now we get to see what they've come up with. So let's go ahead and do a thing. So the way it's going to go is each person's going to complete their set on the topic that they've been given. We will offer feedback and vice versa. Then we're going to follow it up with another roundabout of another set of things that we've been working on. And I've explained it to death and back. So let's go ahead and get started. Do I have a volunteer for who'd like to go first? Wow, you guys are awesome. All right, so I'm choosing. Okay, Michael, how do you feel about going first?
On my very first workshop? Cool, yeah, I'm totally down for that.
Awesome. All right. So first up, I am going to be bringing to you a fantastic lady who's joining us for her very first workshop. I want everyone to give a nice warm welcome to Michael Lee Miller.
Ooh. I regret putting the pronunciation as Michael, just Michael, like any other, chick, my parents who hated her. I was given the topic of treasure chest. And I have to admit, I was a bit stumped on this one. I'm going to come out the gate and just say I fucking hate pirates. I know, super hot take from this nobody single mom in East Wenatchee, Washington, but fuck pirates. They're dumb. I subscribe to the basic Christian Judaic ethic that we as a society have agreed upon, that stealing is bad. And yet we idealize this group of thieves because they look cool. I don't know. I've never gotten it. I think pirate shanties suck. I grew up near Disneyland and the pirate rides sucked. And then they made movies about it and those sucked. And I hate pirates and I look bad in stripes. So anyway, instead, I'm going to talk about a shitty strip club in Baltimore, Maryland. Perhaps the shittiest strip club in Baltimore, Maryland. However, that is a very low bar. Now, how I ended up at the treasure chest is a long ass story, but it boils down to my inner and outer fat kid. There is a dope barbecue place in front of it. And my friend and I go to the barbecue place and it isn't open yet. They don't have the barbecue yet because barbecue is ready when barbecue is ready. And she suggests that we go to the club behind the barbecue place. And I do not want to do this, but there's alcohol at the club. And so I acquiesce. My friend, I have to note, is this sheltered, stay-at-home mom, surgeon's wife. She's got means. She hangs out at the country club. She does not have any wild. So when her wild friend is visiting her, she's feeling extra adventurous. And so enter the Gold Club we do. Did I say Gold Club? Yes, because the treasure chest part comes later. So the Gold Club, we walk in and guys, this is not prime time. This is 3 p.m. on a Tuesday. We're not dealing with the varsity players. We're not even dealing with junior varsity. We are getting the C-string girls. And there is, as we walk in, a dancer on the stage who is 100% giving it her kinda. She is giving it the same effort that my 8th grader gives his English homework. She is giving it the same effort that I gave my marriage. She is just there. So I get a drink. I'm feeling a little bit better. My friend decides she wants a lap dance. I have zero interest in this. She heads towards the VIP room, which is called the treasure chest. And I have to tell you, the treasure chest was, if at all possible, tackier than Trump's bathroom. But to be fair, probably fewer STDs. And I had no desire to treasure chest in the slightest until I saw her. I saw her. There was a glint from the disco lights on her crutches, and I saw a stripper with spina bifida. And I had to know more about her. I've never once in my life been more interested in a stripper's story. And so I find her, I borrow money from my rich friend, I buy a lap dance. And guys, there's nothing funny about the next 20 minutes of my life. This woman, if you don't know what spina bifida is, it's the malformation of the lower spine that causes the legs to not form after childhood, causes mobility issues. So she was built like a tiny Russian gymnast and had the agility of a tiny Russian gymnast, but the upper arm strength of John Cena. She climbed me like a goddamn magical 20 minutes of magic. Nothing funny to report there. She told me her name was Speedy. And afterwards we got to talking, and the treasure chest was built like these cubbies. And so you could kind of see into the cubby immediately to the left and immediately to the right of you. And I saw my friend was having the time of her life with her chosen girl. And Speedy and I watched the gentleman to our right getting a hand job. And I expressed to Speedy, I'm like, aren't you worried? Like, that's a little risky in public in the open like this. And she explains to me that that is just a Baltimore handshake. I had been in Baltimore for 3 days at this point and had no idea how incorrectly I'd been greeting everyone. But actually, the Baltimore handshake is how the strippers could tell if someone was caught. So they could move on to more illegal activities. And that was the day that I learned, in fact, cops don't have dicks, which explains so much. I'm done. That's all I got.
Keep it going for Michael.
Woo!
Whom I totally botched, like a totally standard name, but you know, she throws a hyphen in there and my dyslexic brain jacks it all up. So Michael, awesome set. Let's open it up for some feedback. Anybody?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's how this works.
So, all right. I guess I'll start it out. Michael, great job.
Thank you.
I love the storytelling. And I just wrote down some beautiful moments. The kinda was beautiful for me. Associating it to marriage, priceless. I think just as far as just some notes, I think given like a time, when you're in a time restraint, you got to get to the laughs a little quicker. So really think about what are the punching moments of the story so you can get there just that much faster, because I hate time restraints. Time restraints are a bitch, but we all got to deal with them. So we don't want to leave our story open-ended. But you did a great job. I was down for the ride. I mean, I thought she was going to name her baby legs. I thought the stripper was going to be baby legs. I was like, oh, that'd be so cute. She was the stripper baby legs. But yeah, so I think it was a great job. It's a great start to a story. I think that it's just got to build a little faster depending on whatever time frame they give you. But awesome job.
Thank you.
I will forever have the words disco ball glint off of her crutches, like just in my head forever. The visual that created was glorious. It was just chef's kiss. I loved it.
Thank you.
Any other feedback? You guys don't be shy.
It's a workshop, people. Let's go.
Right? This is what we're here for.
I got nothing except for I loved it. I thought it was great. But what do you got against pirates, anyways? Just kidding. I'm not a real pirate. I just one of
pirates,
those people that
man.
like to
I know
dance
what
like
Pirates
one.
is
I
a
don't know
crime,
why.
Julie. Absolutely loved it. How you went direction that you took. I
Oh, Tara,
Saying-
we lost you.
We lost you for a second there.
Hello.
Got you again.
I'm gonna kick the microphone gods right in the scrot if this keeps happening. I swear. All right. Do we have any other?
The bottom word that she was using there was feedback, people. Just fill in the blanks. It went completely mute. It's like, do we have enough? Feedback is the word she was looking for there.
Yep. Thank you, Lindsay.
I'll be the moderator for the night.
I was gonna say I'm just gonna mime everything and I'll let you narrate over me. It'll be like a Godzilla movie. It'll be great.
Feedback for 100, Alex.
You're on it. You know what's up. All right. So if no one has any more feedback, right. Ready to roll? Hello?
It's going in and out.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes.
Okay. This is going to get annoying. All right. Julie, are you ready?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Whenever you're ready, let us know the topic that you were given and then start your set.
All right. I was given the topic of management. I used to be the assistant manager at a gas station, and I really sucked at my job. I would always get in trouble. When I got in trouble, it was always head office coming in with their business suits. And every time I'd be like, oh, fuck, what did I do now? And they come in and they say, we've received a complaint. Every time, we've received a complaint. I'm like, oh, fuck, not again. They come in, we've received a complaint that when you open their propane station in the morning, customers can hear you singing, I love the propane, I love the propane. This needs to stop. That's inappropriate. We've received a complaint from our warehouse that you sent them a dancing Santa that doesn't even belong to the company. This needs to stop. We've received a complaint about this sign we found on your gum shelf. Now let me explain a little bit about the sign. The sign was truly an accident. The sign was supposed to say 50% off, gum on this shelf. But the 50% off part fell off, and unfortunately my G's kind of looked like C's. So all it said was, come on this shelf. This was my third strike. Now I don't know why, but when I get fired or I quit, I have to go out in a blaze of glory. I don't know why. Something's wrong with me. Anyways, I realized this was my third strike. So I went behind the till and I took off my uniform shirt and I set it down on a chair. I wasn't wearing a shirt underneath, for the record. And I quietly went over and kind of sneakily grabbed the gas price changer mechanism and I changed the sign to say 8008, or from people driving by, boo. I thought that was pretty great. I went over to the head office guy and I shook his hand. I said, thank you for years of employment. I really loved it here. And he said, you've only been here for 6 months. And I said, well, I just want you to know that I've been drinking on the job this whole time. And I left. Before anybody could complain about the sign, I left. I'm out of here. I don't know what's wrong with me. It's got to be an epic quit every time. So anyways, I went from being the manager at a gas station to flipping burgers. I always worked the night shift at this burger joint, so I never had any contact with my boss, because he always worked in the morning. Until one day. I'd never worked a morning shift at this place before, but on that particular day, I had to cover for someone, so I did. And I came in, and it's just the boss and myself in the back, and one young blonde girl working at the till in the front. And the boss comes up to me and says, you know how to make scrambled eggs? I was like, yeah, I know how to make scrambled eggs. And I cracked 2 eggs on the grill, mixed them up with a spatula. He waited for them to cook. Then he scraped them off, threw them in the garbage and said, nope, this is how you make scrambled eggs. Get a bowl, get 2 eggs, get some cream, mix it up, throw it on the grill. Boom, eggs. It's not fucking rocket science, okay? Okay, that's Jessica. She can't make scrambled eggs, so she works in the front. And Jessica's standing there at the till, like a meerkat, looking out over the lobby. Just this distant, dead look in her eyes. We're not even open yet. She's just standing at the till looking off into the distance. But she said, "Yep, that's Jessica. Not the brightest light in the toolbox. She's exactly 10 minutes late every fucking day. And every fucking day she leaves exactly on time. She walked out on a fucking poutine once. Had the fries in the box, had the cheese, clock strikes 3, Jessica's gone. But at least she's consistent. All she had to do was put gravy on top. But I digress. Anyway, you take it from here." So the restaurant opens up and my first order comes up. The scrambled eggs. I look down, there's no eggs there. So I run to the back cooler, which is where they are when I work at nighttime. And I grab a couple eggs and I run to the front. And he's already halfway through making the scrambled eggs. And so I'm standing there with these 2 eggs looking like an idiot. And he looks up at me and goes, "What the fuck are you doing? That's not even funny. Get the fuck out of here with those eggs." And his energy just kind of got to me. And so I did. I actually left the building with those eggs. I was standing in the back parking lot for like a minute. And I hear the door open behind me. And he goes, "Ah, fuck. Not another Jessica." And he goes back inside. So, and I went back in. Oh, yeah, I went back inside to try and sort out the situation. And I go up to the grill and he says, "Okay, now please show me you can make scrambled eggs." And I'm standing there and I start looking for the eggs. "They're in your fucking hands," he says. So, and then I crack them on the grill and I start mixing them up with a spatula. He grabs the spatula from me, scrapes them up, goes, "No!" Throws them away, hands me a bowl. And I'm like, I'm shaking at this point. I get the 2 eggs in the bowl. I start trying to pour the cream in the bowl. He has a sigh of relief when he sees me grab the cream. I start pouring the cream in the bowl, but I'm shaking, so the cream's going whoop, whoop. And I'm fucking up. And he goes, "Why the fuck are you fumbling?" And I said, "Because you're watching me and you're making me nervous and you're yelling. And you know what? I drink on the job." I don't know if I just wanted a way out. I wanted him to send me home. I don't know what it was. I was like, "Can I go home, please?" And he's like, "No, you can't. You're my only hope. Please show me you can make these fucking eggs." Oh, shit. I messed it up a little bit. But anyways, I'll just carry it on anyways. And I'm shaking and the cream's going in and go whoop, whoop, whoop. And the boss goes, "Why are you fumbling?" I said, "Because you're watching me and you make me nervous. Also, I drink on the job." Said, "That's okay. So do I. You can thank Jessica for that." And he left. Best boss I ever had. I'm done.
Keep it going for Julie. All right.
Thank you.
That was an awesome set. I'm going to take 2 seconds. First, let me make sure everyone can still hear me.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is going to get so annoying, but I'm going to check in with you guys like, a first-time parent leaving their kid with a babysitter. All right. I will direct everyone's attention. Can everyone see the banner at the bottom of the screen?
Mm-hmm.
Gone. Now it's there.
Yep.
Perfect. All right. When you guys have 1 minute left, that will show. I forgot to mention that earlier because, I could run all my own shows in the world, but the second I'm handed someone else's, I mess everything up. So, all right. Let's open up the floor for feedback on Julie's set. Who'd like to start?
I think the situation with the boss looking over your shoulder is super relatable. The voice definitely helps, but maybe focusing in on some of the emotions you were feeling beyond like the panic might be a good mind for some additional jokes there. I could see like you were shaken and he asked you about the nerves and you say, "No, it's because I haven't drank yet," or something like that, kind of weaving the nerves in with not having a drink yet might be a good way to kind of surprise the audience.
Okay. Thank you.
I agree.
Okay, Michael.
Thank you. I completely agree. The manager voice one sounds like Clancy Brown's character on the SpongeBob. Blanking. Mr. Krabs.
Mr. Krabs.
It's very Mr. Krabs, and it's hilarious, and it's so on point. However, you completely slayed with the descriptor of standing there like a meerkat. That is money. And I feel like if you wanted to expand any part of it, just the visual of your standing in the parking lot holding these eggs, you could elaborate on that so well. Like, why do I have these fucking eggs? Or that's just a great line. For
Do I just go home, or should I just stand here?
Yeah. What do I do? I can't drive with these eggs in my hand. Something that's a really great point to elaborate on. And really
Someone drives by and sees me like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's all.
Yeah.
Great job.
Yeah, there's a lot there. Thank you.
I wanted to, I really like that. I think that it could be, I wanted to elaborate on Jessica. I don't know why. Jessica was the highlight for me. Just her standing there like I wanted to know what she was thinking. Like I did a whole thing in my head where Jessica's like, I really hate this job. I hate everyone here. I'm going to blow this place up. As soon as he comes to me, I'm gonna fuck him up tomorrow. And it's just like you're going in deep in what like she's thinking, and then also like what the manager is thinking, and then what you're thinking. That could be like gold, just to say like, what is everybody in this moment dealing with? Because clearly it's a messed up situation for everybody. But just going into that mind a little bit, that micromanagement idea would be really cool.
Yeah, for sure. And
I absolutely agree with that.
You thinking like the boss is such a dick. I don't know why I'm here. Yeah, I can see that. There's a lot to expand on there, and then even with the boss, we'll call him Mike, I guess. And you could be thinking, why is it every day I deal with the Jessicas? You know, something like that.
Yeah. Just everybody like a little devil on their shoulders, just like, what is he thinking at this moment? And he's like, am I making the eggs properly? I don't even know if I'm doing the shit right. I just manage here, I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but I gotta look like I got some strength. So yeah, get out the bowl.
Thank you.
I can't get Mr. Krabs' face out of my head now ever since you said that. That is it. Yeah, that was great.
Put the patty on the bun.
Exactly. And the more you do it, the more I'm going to laugh at it. So, I mean, you just stick with that. I'll be peeing on my chair in no time. All right. Do we have any more feedback for Julie? Cool. All right. Are we moving it along then?
Thanks, everybody.
Sweet. Thank you for a wonderful set. That was fantastic. All right. Next up on deck, we've got Lindsay. How you doing, Lindsay?
Hey.
Hey. Are you ready to roll?
I think so.
All right. I'm going to put 5 minutes on the clock. Go ahead and let us know your topic and start your set when you're ready.
Okay, so I'm Comedian Visionary Speaks, and my topic was and is currently morals. And what I will say is morals is a tricky bitch, okay? Because it's based off of what people perceive as right and wrong. And if you think I trust what people perceive as right and wrong, you are purely mistaken. Like, I don't trust what anybody perceives as right and wrong at this stage of my life, because literally it's based off of your life experiences. So if you had a fucked up childhood, your perception of right and wrong is a little skewed. And I don't want that to be the perception of what I have to deal with if I come across your children and you on the block, okay? So I just need people to understand that morals are bullshit, people. Okay? It just doesn't make any sense for us to still have this concept. And especially in 2020, morals are so flexed that I think I need a break from some moral constructs real quick. Because if I have to deal with quarantine, if I have to deal with Donald Trump, if I have to deal with Ruth Bader Ginsburg being gone, you bitches are going to get a flex moral compass on my end. Just know that. Coming out the gate, I'm going to make some choices. Because if somebody could just break into my Navient account and just clear that bitch right out, I would be just fine. You know, and morally that's wrong because technically it's illegal. But if you hackers are watching right now, I am totally comfortable with whatever you're comfortable with, and my account number will be displayed below. Thank you very much. But, you know, in the concept of morality and thinking about what's right and what's wrong, it's interesting because I think of it in a way like this. My husband has a game, right? He's been playing a game called The Last of Us. It's a kind of like zombie fighting game. And in the beginning of the game, you're playing the main character. You know, she's had some hardships. Her mentor has been killed by another character. And she is just on a rampage to follow through with killing that character and everybody in that character's family. And I'm down for that. We're playing as that character. We're doing all the right things. We're killing people. We're killing babies. We're doing the right things. You know, we're just being all morally correct because they did us wrong. So we have to get them back. Then midway through the game, they switch perspectives and you become the other character in which you now have to fight the character who you thought was morally on the right path. It's a total mindfuck, and I love it. Because at that point, we're kicking our own ass. And for things that we did. So you're now kicking the ass of the character who had the mentor who got killed, but it's because the mentor killed your father. So now who's wrong? Like, we're all fighting each other for reasons we can't explain. You know, and that's what moral is all about. We're determining what's right and wrong based off of what we think is right and wrong. And most of the time, we're wrong. So morality and all the compasses of what we believe in this world is all bullshit. And I think that we just all need to transition to an idea of just be good people, do what's best for you, try not to kill anybody, and vote. So I think that's where my moral compass lands at this point. Because I'm sure the people who want to make America great again think that they are on the right side of history in the moral compass. But I will tell you this, I beg to differ. So that's the problem with moral compass. Everybody thinks they're right. And basically, we're all wrong. We don't know what we're doing. We are playing it by ear here, folks. And we need to get off our high road and just start thinking of things as just things. It's nothing you can do about them. It's just life. So before you start morally judging people for their actions and decisions, just know that you're probably an asshole. And people who judge people are probably assholes. Mind your own business, mind your own life, and things will be morally right again. That's all I have to say on that. So, okay, morals, people. Get rid of them and do you.
Okay, so if I wasn't already pledging a vote elsewhere, I'd be like, Visionary Speaks for president. That was amazing. Do you prefer to go by Visionary Speaks or Lindsay when on stage?
Yes.
Okay.
Visionary Speaks is my alias.
You got it, girl. Visionary Speaks. Give it up again. God, that was moving. And we're going to open up the floor for feedback now. Basically, just to tell you how awesome it was. But yeah, let's go around. Would anyone like to start?
I like that it made you think, because I've always been on the side of like Trump sucks. I hate Trump. Lots of people do, but I didn't really think about it from that perspective. Is that there's both people on both sides think that they're right. I'll be honest, you did spoil The Last of Us for me a little bit.
I should have done a spoiler on it. I'm sorry. Damn it. It is a good twist.
But
though.
that's a
You
really
should check
good
it out.
comparison.
Hey, spoiler
Yeah.
alert.
Yeah, it's a great comparison. We're coming at it from both sides, and we don't even realize it. I thought that was fantastic. So it was. I laughed and I learned something. Really well done.
That's the goal.
That's what you want from good comedy. Teach me, make me laugh.
Yeah, I thought the visual of a moral compass. I thought that was I don't know. There's just something about that has a lot of depth. Like I was thinking about what is it, Johnny Depp in Pirates of the Caribbean with that compass. You know, that's kind of how people's moral compasses are these days, just fucking swinging all over the place. I don't know. I think there was some more you could have gone into with that one, but really there were so many points like that where I thought you were, I don't know, touching on like the funniest stuff right at the top, but then you could have dug a little bit deeper into it about like what maybe an example of some time that somebody was coming hard at you with what they thought was a moral compass, or like what would have been the opposite of the Last of Us entry, you know, like I don't know, how would The Last of Us been different if the little twist had been reversed and instead you turned out to have everything in common with the zombies or something like that, you know? Like there's just a lot of depth to all those topics you touched on.
Yes.
It's good.
I don't really have anything to add. The "just know you're an asshole" is just so fucking brilliant that I almost wanted that to be the ending, and that's almost where I wanted that to be. Just know you're an asshole, so do you, mic drop. Stop listening after it, because yeah, you're right. I am an asshole. He's an asshole. Everyone's an asshole. It's fine. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, we're assholes for all the right reasons. That's my
Yes.
takeaway.
I thought about adding a concept. I don't know if you guys watched The Walking Dead, but yeah, it's like The Walking Dead, another zombie show. But I thought about adding, like, in The Walking Dead, they talk about like how, you know, you follow one character and it's like your protagonist, and then you switch to see the other side and you notice that your character did a lot of fucked up shit, you know, like decimated full, you know, groups because they thought they were in the right or they were protecting each other. And if you were on the other side of that group, you just feel like you got wronged. It's like that whole idea of we all think that we're right and we're doing something for justice for ourselves, but on that other perspective, it's like, no, you just killed all these people and they didn't even see you coming. Like, it's just that idea of rightness, but everybody's a protagonist in their own story.
I love that message. Yes, absolutely. God, I can't stop saying yes. Your set was fantastic. I really loved it. I identified way too hard and just, all right. We hate all the same people. I feel closer to you already. We're going to make some good trouble and keep it going.
Absolutely.
Yes. Corey Strike, are you ready, sir?
I am ready.
All right. Welcome to the workshop, and let's bring a spotlight on you. There we go. All right. I got 5 minutes on the clock for you, sir. Whenever you're ready, tell us your topic and begin your set.
Thank you very much. My topic is invisibility. Invisibility. Invisibility, I think, is, you know, one of the shittiest superpowers, or at least if you have the ability to turn invisible, you are probably a shitty superhero. Like, nothing ever good comes of being invisible, you know? Like, Lindsay was talking a little bit about morality of past figures, and I think a lot of the truisms that we think about these historical figures are probably just to help make their transgressions more invisible to us. You know, kind of touching on the subject of morality. They say that George Washington chopped down a cherry tree and then went and confessed about it. And, you know, it just makes me think, like, what was that story really about? You know, like, chopping down a cherry tree, that doesn't really seem to have anything to do with anything. Whereas these days, we know if you pop somebody's cherry, you know, you took their virginity. What the fuck does it mean if you chop down a tree full of cherries? Like, what kind of freaky shit was George Washington up to that we don't know about with those wooden teeth of his? That seems incredibly sketchy. all of those potential shit that he was doing covered up by that one little aphorism or whatever. Obviously Trump called the coronavirus the invisible enemy, which I thought was pretty ironic because we had pictures of what that little virus shit looked like within the first 72 hours. Everybody knows what that thing looks like. And Trump just doesn't understand the difference between microscopic and invisible. I guess that's probably says something about his family upbringing too. But honestly, at this point, Jeff Bezos is more of an invisible enemy to me than coronavirus. I've never seen that dude in person. I've seen more pictures of the coronavirus than I have of Jeff Bezos walking around in real life. And somehow Amazon Prime keeps sneaking money out of my account without me ever really figuring out when or how they're going to take it out of there. So it's weird. I had coworkers coming up through a bunch of different jobs who would always ask questions like, well, would you rather fly or be invisible? And again, I think the correct answer there is always flight. What are you going to be doing with the ability to turn invisible? Robbing people, hurting people. I think maybe the only good example of somebody who used that power for good was Jesus back in the Bible. There are a few times where Jesus was about to get hunted down by some angry Jews, and all of a sudden he just disappears, pulls a little invisibility act there. And okay, that's something. But again, don't think that we can trust Jesus completely just by the fact that he had that ability to turn invisible. When it comes down to it, what were the other magic tricks that Jesus pulled? He promised he would fix everything. He gathered a small group of followers, got nailed once, and then bounced. I know people find it incredibly offensive to say that Jesus was white, but that kind of sounds like a white guy to me. At one point, he turned 12 fish into 500 pieces of fish to feed a crowd. But I made sushi. I mean, that's something a white guy could do. Not that impressive. And Jesus was into some freaky shit. When he told his disciples at the Last Supper to drink his blood and eat his body, they didn't even blink. What kind of stuff was going on behind the scenes that they were completely okay with that as a final word? I don't know. It's weird. Invisibility in other fictional stories is always a little bit fraught as well. In Lord of the Rings, the One Ring allowed you to turn invisible anytime you wore it, but it also allowed the evil villain to see you wherever you were. And just makes me think J.R.R. Tolkien was trying to say something about marriage there, what was going on with his wife in that case? The only other thing I could think of when it came to invisibility is how birds can't see glass, and dinosaurs couldn't see you if you move. So I guess the ultimate way to hide from a dinosaur or a bird would just be in one of those glass houses. I felt like there was more there, but that'll be my time. Thanks, guys.
Keep it going for Corey Strike.
Thank you.
Awesome. I wonder if those birds in glass houses throw rocks.
That's
But untus. All right. That was a fantastic set. We're going to open the floor up for some feedback. Who would like to go first?
I guess
Not
I'll go
everyone at
first. I hate silence.
Right?
It's that damn awkward silence that just makes you just want to. It was a good set. I think that I wanted you to dive deeper into invisibility. I think just in instances of invisibility, I kind of tailored your set to being about invisible threats. Because you brought up a lot of invisible threats, things that you don't think about or see, like Donald Trump and things that people don't think as a threat that actually is a threat. So I thought that would be a good thing to go down, the invisible threats that you're around. I don't know why I wrote down Jesus and the Harry Potter invisibility cloak. I just thought that Jesus just
Harry Potter did some good.
I mean, it was some crazy things, but yeah, I just thought like the selective invisibility and not the permanent invisibility. But also, I thought that maybe you could go down the road of what would you do if you could be invisible? You know, or what is some situations in your past where you wish you were invisible? And you could talk about some of those, and that would be like funny because you'll be able to tell the story of what happened, and then like if you could have just completely disappeared from that situation, like an argument with like your girlfriend or your wife or whoever your significant other is, and you just invisible.
Yeah.
You can let them argue with themselves. So yeah, that's what I thought, but it was a good set.
That would have been good.
The sounds like a white guy to me. Jesus, that's absolutely brilliant. I laughed way too hard at that. There's a lot of pop culture speak about like the pros and cons of different abilities, and it often lands that like there's a level of perversion to invisibility because often you wouldn't have clothing, like you can't just be a guy walking around in clothing and being invisible, and so like to truly have your power you need to be naked. There's a whole like pervert level to it that you didn't touch, which on one level has been discussed to death in the nerdy forums I visit, but also there would be a layer there of there's not much you can do with invisibility, but some real perv shit. Altogether great set though. Very introspective stuff about Jesus. Didn't see that coming.
I see you being an introspective kind of guy. You look dumb as shit to me.
I missed it. She didn't see it coming. That's that late, but you. Damn it.
That's a direct passive aggression, right?
That's some shit you laugh at on the way home from the comedy club. You're like, oh yeah. I didn't see that coming.
That was funny. Or when you throw the word actually in, that's actually pretty funny. I hate those. Any more feedback for Corey?
I don't have. I loved it. I thought it was really great. I can't really say anything that hasn't already been said, except for, well, like Michael said, the perversion thing could have been expanded on too. And you were saying all these things that all these bad things that you could do as an invisible person, which is why you wouldn't choose to be an invisible person. Peeping Tom would have been one of them too. Just like standing out somebody's window, and then maybe you could lead into that stupid Clay Aiken song or something. Nobody remembers it. Okay.
Clay Aiken doesn't remember that song.
What even is a Clay Aiken? Do you need antibiotics for that?
He's invisible too.
I loved how when you started with the like Jesus is a white guy, like my initial reaction was to be like, oh no, we're not letting a white guy tell this joke, are we? And then you start going with like all the douchey things that, like I've made sushi. Fuck that. Eat me. I'm cool with that. I loved how you took it to a whole different, like, Jesus was probably a white guy, but I mean, he was probably a Chad. So
Absolutely.
I just loved that angle. All right. Do we have any more feedback for Corey? Sweet. All right. Well, I guess I'll do a set with the topic that I was given, which was profession. And I'm going to be honest with you guys right now. I didn't write a whole lot, so this is going to be a short set. You're welcome. When I start thinking of professions, hang on. Mic check. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Sweet. All right. That's part of my set right there. We're going to. All right. So I start thinking of professions and like all the things that I have done. And it would probably be quicker to tell you all the things I haven't, because I'm one of those people that just does not want to. I just don't know what I want to be if I grow up. So I've dabbled in basically everything. I've worked retail, I've worked in food, I worked in radio, worked in healthcare, worked forests. I mean, like I said, it would be quicker to tell you the things I haven't done. But currently, I'm a medical assistant and have been for, God, going on 17 years now, which means I care so goddamn much. But I honestly don't give a shit anymore. I will greet you with a smile. I will stick a fucking COVID swab so far up your nose you say, "Thank you, mistress. May I have another?" But I swear to fucking Bob, man, if you call the office one more goddamn time telling me you need your prescription that you requested 3 minutes ago, I will turn into Samuel L. Jackson and just be like, "What, motherfucker?" A big part of my profession is drawing blood. I do it all day long, several times a day. Usually only when a doctor tells me to, though, because I hear otherwise that's assault. Yes, we're trying to avoid lawsuits wherever possible. So I just stick the doctor with all the malpractice shit that I pull when she's not around. Anyways, back to my job. So before I draw anybody's blood for the first time, I'll typically ask them, like, how are you with needles? You know, are you going to punch me? Are you going to bite me? Are you going to jump and run and leave like a person-sized hole through the door? 9 times out of 10, the answer I get from people is like, "I'll be fine. Just don't make me look." I'll be like, "Okay, but you don't get to make me look either. That's the deal." And after that, they don't give a shit how it goes. As long as I keep my eyes open, then we're good. I went from working with like doctors to working with naturopaths. Jesus, that's a mind fuck all in itself. I mean, shit, you go from medications that no one could ever possibly pronounce, no matter how long you've been in the field, to asking people if they're taking their turmeric and their white pepper and their garlic and their olive oil. And it's like, are we marinating these people? Are you a cannibal? Like, how many years do you have to go to school for that? I mean, I know Dr. Lecter was into some shit, but I didn't know it actually spanned and became a class you can take at Bastyr. You got to be like heavy into the granola brand to even know what Bastyr is. I mean, that's some hippy dippy shit right there. Professions that have names that you only see in like the back of those weird witchcraft magazines. And, you know, basically you're going for a degree in witchcraft or to just break down the Colonel's secret recipe and then turn it into a treatment plan, because anything outside of that is actual fucking medicine. And then you have to call yourself a real doctor. You have to go to real med school. And then you don't get to just sit there and be like, human in your face, you're cured. Yeah. And outside of that, I mean, I've been doing that so damn long that I've forgotten that other professions exist. And now through like the whole quarantine, me being as super compromised as I am, I haven't had to like actually do my job. Well, I've done the admin shit, but I haven't drawn blood or seen a patient in 6 months unless they're showing up on my doorstep and I'm not aware of this. But the fact that I haven't had to do my profession in 6 months really makes me think, like, I think everyone's going to live without me. I haven't killed anyone yet, but I think if I stop now, then the rest of humanity is safe. So we're just going to call it a win. And I'm going to give my remaining 24 seconds back to the room. So thank you guys. And we'll open it up for feedback. Anyone start?
The professional swab, yes, mistress thing was goddamn money. That's one of the funniest things I've heard. And you know, I don't know who else has had the COVID test, but you know, like I know Dominatrix says who will be into their repertoire from now on. It is yikes. Yeah, and the marinade collector thing. I don't have any negative. I don't have any critique. I don't know how to tell you to do it better. It was just good. There you go. It's fine. You're good. You're funny.
You don't have to kiss my ass just because I'm hosting tonight. You guys can literally be like, hey, that joke really fucking sucked, and I've heard you tell it before. So
No, the marinating thing was hilarious. I love that. I thought you could have gone in harder on the end for the closer. Just be like, I did my fucking job. Everybody is saved kind of deal.
yeah, I was actually I was losing it at that point. I was like, what did I say? I looked at the time and went, okay, that much left. Squirrel. So yeah, we will definitely work on that closer. And if you have suggestions on how I should end it or what words could be used, hit me. Write my damn jokes.
I think like it was good, and maybe for the closer, just saying how how we thank the professionals for going to work during this time, our essential workers. You should say, you should thank me for staying home. Thank you for not coming to work.
My God, all right.
There
Make
are so
use
many
that.
people that need to get thanked for not going to work, or so many professions that need to get thanked for working from home. like talking about that, the fact that the professional world is changing, and how even with professions like unemployment, you could have went into that about how professions are, everything that we thought was cool and all these high paying jobs are now up for like question, and even just all the ideas of profession and how it's all up for grabs right now of what's going to be the next it profession in the world, because
Zoom comic.
I'm banking on this shit, okay? Like,
I didn't start a production company during quarantine for nothing.
Got all my eggs are in this basket, and she's holding the eggs, and we're just here.
Nice callback.
Now we come full circle. Full circle.
Oh, that's gorgeous. Oh, Jesus. Any more feedback before we open it up to free rounds?
Once again, I don't really have any negative feedback. I have something you might want to add. I know,
Cool,
everybody does their set, and I'm like, I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I know, I loved it. The part where you're saying that some people don't want to look at their needles, I kind of flash back to when I've had my blood taken before, and one of the nurses suggested to me, well, why don't you look somewhere else in the room? And I accidentally just straight on stared at her tits. Just
That happens more often than you think.
Yeah, okay, I thought so.
People seek comfort, and that tends to happen in cleavage. So
Find your happy space.
I feel better now.
I'll be like, do you need to wrap a hand around and rest it on my ass? I mean, I'm here to help you. It's all about comfort. This is compassionate care. And then I'll stare at you motherfuckingly. Oh, God. All right. Well, we are going to open the rotation back up, and everyone's going to get an additional 5 minutes to work on anything that you want to throw out there. If it's one of your best sets, if it's a joke that you just wrote that you want to test out for the very first time, this is a comedy safe space. Anything goes. Give it your all. Bring what you got. And let's do a thing. So we are going to go in the same order that we went before. So we're going to be starting with Michael. And that's not Michael. There she is. All right. Whenever you're ready, go ahead.
All right. I haven't really been writing since, the world ended. But I just have a few that I would love some input on. It's not much. I have a PSA for everyone. I would like to make a very serious public service announcement right here and now. Do not Tinder while on acid. I made the mistake of doing so recently, and I swiped right on a man because he looked like a pug, and I wanted to pet him, and I messaged him so, and I guess I have a boyfriend now, and it's terrible. I'm kidding, of course, but there is a serious PSA in there. Do not Tinder on acid. It's not a good time. Also, don't Tinder during a pandemic. Like, there's been nothing worse for my sex life than COVID. I mean, I know I'm not supposed to touch my face, but I can still sit on yours, right? Actually, the truth of the matter is I am waiting for that dating app by Netflix. I think this is going to be where I find love, because I'm going to get an email from Netflix that's going to say, hey, Michael, here are 8 other pieces of shit who did nothing today for 8 hours. And they're going to divide us up into categories, and no more of this bullshit about smoking and non-smoking and kids and no kids. Like, I need to know who can handle my subtitles. That's really the gold that Netflix is sitting on there. Yeah, sex life and dating life have just been a disaster lately, forever, as long as I can remember. Basically since my ex dumped me, that fucking douche. No, but it's okay. I can call him a douche because he thought he was fine, but inevitably proved toxic to vaginas. And that's really, like, seriously, that's all I've got. I've been so uninspired lately, so 3 punchlines for you guys to work with.
First, I want to know.
You cut out, Tara.
Damn it.
I am going to huck this microphone like it's a goddamn Sprint phone.
This is censorship.
Right? Down with censorship. Download TikTok now. Okay. Did you adopt the pug that you found on Tinder?
I woke up the next morning and found the very inappropriate things I had messaged him, it devolved from, hey, you look like a pug, I want to pet you, to just nonsense. And then he just sent me back a question mark. Which the fact that he didn't unswipe me, that he still messaged me back, proves that men will fuck anything. Like,
Psychedelics are good for the dating life. We're endorsing that right now. You heard it here, folks, on workshop number 131. Oh, right. Opening the floor for feedback.
I like the Netflix dating thing, and I thought of this is that, you know, when you're scrolling, it says because you watched this. I saw you going in that direction, sort of, where it says because you watched this, here's some other titles you might enjoy. So one might be because you dated Jerry, and then there's like a row of dudes that are similar to Jerry. Something along those lines.
Thank you.
That's good. And I thought, like, with the Tinder on acid, when you said, like, you found your boyfriend from that, and then you could change it, like, well, maybe you should Tinder on acid, you know, because that's how I found Bruiser. I love you, Bruiser. Bruiser is a girl's best friend. Also, I thought that you can, like, in the same vein, is saying, like, what are the shows you would like to see that your partner would have watched too? So, like, what other shows on Netflix that you watch that you would want somebody else to, or what are the shows you would not want your partner to watch with you? I don't want my partner to be on the same channel as Queer Eye with me. You know, I may love it, but I don't think I would want a partner who necessarily wants to watch that, you know, with me, or RuPaul's Drag Race, or whatever. You know, it depends on what you like. But it's a couple shows I don't want my partner to have mutually with me. And there are a few shows that I do want him to have mutually with me. So that would be a way.
Yeah.
It started as a joke, but I really do want a Netflix dating app. I
I've
don't
seen a
see anything
meme
wrong
like
with it.
that. It's brilliant. You should totally like write the app and become a millionaire. And then we could all say that we knew you before you struck it big, and then you'll buy us all beach houses, right?
Good
Right.
plan.
Okay, see, she nodded. She agreed to it. You heard it here, folks. Big things are happening on the workshop tonight.
Absolutely. We all get a
feel like-
percentage.
Hell yeah. I feel like you could almost combine the Netflix dating app with a dating app you can only do while on drugs, you know, like not Netflix and chill, but Netflix and pill or something like that. It made me wonder if you'd ever tried a dating app on any other substances, like how does Tinder on acid compare to Bumble on booze or,
Nice.
you know, Tinder on weed. I don't know if you have any direct experience with that kind of shit, but I would love to hear more about that.
None more that I'm willing to talk about on this public stream. But
Allegedly.
Maybe something there. I don't know. Could be a little refining.
I want to see what happens with cocaine and ancestry.com.
The Mormon Church. I think
Actually,
it's
wait, it would be meth and ancestry.com, right? I think that's more the
just- Moonshine at ancestry.com.
Okay, Corey wins again. Hot, bless it. Anyone else with feedback for Michael? All right, moving on. Julie, are you ready?
Yeah, almost.
All right, I'm going to get the timer started.
think so.
You let me know when you're ready to go.
Okay, I will let you know. Sorry, I kind of got lost for a minute there. There we go. Okay. Throughout my life, I've had many dead-end jobs, mostly at gas stations. But one time, I got hired at a place called the Harborview Motel. This is my first job at a motel, and the lady who trained me was always very blunt, but she showed me the ropes. Her name was Betty, and this is how she trained me on my first day. Hi, I'm Betty. I run this motel. What's your name again? Julie? Oh, I hate people named Julie. We already had a girl named Julie work here, and she was a bitch. Every Julie I've met has been a bitch, come to think of it. Ah, well, hopefully you're not a bitch. Okay, Julie, this is Petey. I like to call him today's special. He works on the first floor. He's glaring at you because you're late. This is Henry. Now, if you can't tell, Henry's a vacuum. Don't leave him outside or the crackheads will steal him. And this is our maintenance man, Murphy. He dances in the street. Just kidding, Murphy. Okay, let's do room 216. I'll show you what needs to be done. First thing you're going to do, check the fridge for beer. If you find cheap beer, go ahead and drink it. If you find Budweiser, bring it to me and I will dispose of it myself. Don't drink it on me or I will kill you. Respect your elders. Next, make sure the fridge is plugged in. Some people like to unplug it. Apparently, they don't like to hear the sound of the fridge while they're pissing the bed. Next, make sure you check all the drawers. Because what if someone leaves a porn magazine in there? Then we rent the room to some old lady. Next thing you know, she's coming up to me at the front desk saying, "What the hell is this?" And I'm going to have to tell her, "That's a cock." So make sure you check the drawers. Okay, let's go do the fucking bathroom. Sink, toilet, bathtub. Pretty basic. Wipe it all down. The fucking bath mat goes here. Fucking bath towels here. Fucking hand towels. Fucking face sauce. Fucking shampoos. Fucking conditioners. Oh, and a roll of toilet paper. Sorry, I hate bathrooms. Well, that's pretty much it. Now you're probably wondering, what do I do if I find a dead guy in here? Oh, don't worry. There's a standard protocol for that. First thing you're going to do, check the fridge for beer. He's not going to drink it anyways. If he was to stay, make sure that you mark down that he's now checking out. No pun intended. Next, spray air freshener, or that smell will linger. What is it with dead guys? Do they have to let it linger? That reminds me, dead guys always forget to turn off the air conditioner, so turn it off. If you find a dead guy, you'll notice it can be a real buzzkill, so go ahead and take a smoke break. Borrow the guy's lighter if you have to. And lastly, if you find a dead guy, you get to go home early. That's all. Thank you.
I loved respect your elders. I love how that was just thrown in. And then checking the fridge for beer being the first step when you find a dead body. That was a great callback. I love that.
Yeah.
And now we all know what to do if we ever get a job in a hospital. And with as many times as the word fucking was used, we know everything be fucking in hotels. I said hospital first time, didn't I?
Well,
I've been in healthcare too long.
Hospital.
All right, we're
That's
opening the
right.
floor for feedback. Who'd like to go first? I'm gonna start picking people.
Damn it!
Go for it, Lindsay.
Okay. Damn the silence. I love the voices. Like the people in your life all have to have smoker's cough. Guaranteed. they're all
I think it's just me.
they're all right here in the throat. But her voice was awesome, and they're so distinct. Like I would love to see these people in a room. If you would be really good at a one woman show, because you can do all these characters and they'd be very distinct. I think
Thank
the
you.
only feedback that I had was when she said something about the Budweiser, and I'll throw it out myself. I thought she would say like, "Be a lady, respect yourself." No respectable lady drinks that shit, or something like that. But like I love the voices. I think it's just, and like I said, it's more of a one woman show type thing because it doesn't have an ending, and it's more of a story than it is like a 5-minute set. It's more of like you're weaving this story that we kind of got left open ended because it's a 5-minute set, so we couldn't get all the zhuzh, is what I call it, from everything that you were saying. But it was good. I was interested.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how
I like
comfortable
that.
you are.
I'm gonna change the Budweiser thing. Sorry.
Okay. I don't know how comfortable you are exaggerating things even more, but like I would have loved to hear more about the maintenance guy who danced in the street. Why didn't he dance in the street? I don't know, war trauma or something like that. Or just how she was describing, your manager was describing everything as fucking. It's like, well, where do you keep the products that people haven't fucked yet? But overall, no, great structure to it. It was like a first day in the life. I think I liked it a lot.
Thank you.
I like that you create a character that, like, we can picture this woman in our heads. We can hear her voice. We know that she has a preference for Budweiser and that she'll kick your ass if you drink it. I really like how visual you tell a story. You really bring that character to the forefront of the imagination.
Thank you.
I had a follow-up. Is your stage name Asshat?
Oh, is my
there are
name
things that we are not
Asshat?
acknowleding.
I hope
Is
it's
it
not like
Asshat?
that forever. Do I only get to choose this name once, or can I choose it every time? Is my name
I
Asshat
believe
forever?
you can. I think it's that forever unless you choose to change it. You can't
Damn it.
name yourself.
Oh my god. Well, yeah, I guess that's what it is now. It was something random that I chose. I thought, okay, that'll be funny. Yeah, 12 shows
Yes.
later. Hey,
Turn
asshat!
to the stage. Asshat. I go to that show.
Do we have any more feedback for Julie?
I have nothing to add that everyone else didn't say. The dead, the smell men smell line. That's absolutely gold, and you could take a little bit more space in it. If you were, performing it live, just give it the room it deserves, and that's all I have to say. Your characters, I have nothing to add that they didn't say. Your characters are brilliant. I'm very curious. Do you add physicality to the characters when you're performing this material, or?
I haven't. I should though.
You almost don't need to. You create the world so well with your voice alone, but just remember it. I have a theater background, so bear with me here. Remember staging. If you're pointing one way to be one guy, pointing the other way to be the other guy, bullshit like that you almost don't even need to be told. But you do so well with the voice alone that you wouldn't even need anything. It would almost be excessive to like add a lid or something like that. Anyway, brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Thank you very much.
Awesome job, Julie. All right, Lindsay,
It's me
Visionary Speaks.
again.
I know it's like I feel when we're doing the feedback and everything, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna use your actual name that we have in the chat. And then it's like I'm introducing you to do your set, and it's like, okay, now she has a new name.
Yeah.
Visionary Speaks. We've got 5 minutes for you on
You're
the
treating
clock.
me like Facebook. They wouldn't let me make a Visionary Speaks page. You're like, bitch, that's not your real name.
Boo on Facebook. They're
I know there's a black girl out there named Visionary. They can't tell me any different.
right. Suck it, Zuck.
Racism.
All right, we got 5 minutes for you. You begin when you're ready.
All right. Ooh, something popped up on me. Okay. Cool. So, hey, everybody. I'm back here on the workshop, and yet and still, I'm still at home because you motherfuckers are hard-headed. So that's why we can't leave. But we'll come back to that. So, I just have to say, first and foremost, RIP to the notorious RBG. Oh, she will be missed. She will be so missed. I mean, 2020, you are a merciless bitch. And I am sick of this hoe. Okay? I am so sick of this hoe, but at the same time, I don't want to get sick by this hoe. So I'm going to leave her alone. You know, but she's been really bad this year. I mean, she got Little Richard. She got Bill Withers. She got Andre Harrell. She got Chadwick Boseman. She got John Lewis and Kobe Bryant. She's taken away all of our heroes. What is wrong with her? Yet and still, all the while, Donald Trump with his maskless, senseless, McDonald's eating ass for breakfast is still alive. Hey, 2020, you forgot one. You can take him. Come back, please. Please take the QAnon hero and bring back the Wakanda Forever hero, okay? We would be just fine. I just can't believe it. It's just, this life is shitty and I hate it here. I just want to be great and she won't allow me to be great. But another reason why I can't be great is because everybody on my timeline is on vacation. I don't know about you guys, but every single person I've flown past is in Vegas. They're in Miami, living their best life, YOLOing it up like there's nobody's business. And I just have to say, did you guys hear something that I didn't? Are we off of quarantine? Are we freeze? Is we freeze yet? Because you guys are acting like everything is copacetic and Corona is like, bitch, I'll see you when you get back. Like, I don't understand why everybody is so free and they're just asymptomatic than a bitch. I just don't get it. You know, I'd rather just wait to where it's cleared up and where life becomes the new normal and we can get back to just doing the bullshit we used to do and stop putting our grandmothers at risk, people. I just don't understand why everybody is taking advantage of those $25 flights. No, I do get it. I'm lying. I wish I could be like you guys. I wish I could be flued out. You think my stimulus check isn't looking pretty than a bitch in my account right now? You think I don't want to be on somebody's flight? You think I don't want to be on somebody's beach? You think I don't want to be out here reckless than a bitch? Yes, I do. But I can't because I'm a good person and I'm a good American. So I can't do the things that you guys are doing, but I wish I could be flued out. I want to be flued out right now, but I can't be flued out because I don't want to be flued out. So in that way, people need to do better. People need to do better. Consider your people. Consider us when you're making these reckless choices. Yes, the Mai Tai looks good. Yes, the beach looks great. Yes, you want to pop bottles in the club, but we can't do it. We can't do it, folks. You know, we got to do this shit. We got to get online. We got to live vicariously through old throwback pictures they give us on Facebook of last year's greatness until we can officially be free. But until then, stay your asses at home. Because I'm sick of it, okay? Because I'm jealous and I'm tired, and I'm still in the house doing my due diligence, and I'm watching you and living vicariously through your shots on the beach. So save a shot for me, and I'll see you in 2021 when it's safe, bitch. Otherwise, fuck you all. And be safe.
I want to
That's
clap
it.
bigger. Oh, Jesus. 2020 proving that only the good die young.
Every time.
Jesus. Actually, no.
Except for Ruth.
I was going to
Ruth
say
is pretty
RBG
old.
was the best. She
I
was,
mean, she hung in there.
God damn, I miss her. All right.
So
We're
good.
not going to drag down the energy in here. Damn it. All right. I have absolutely no feedback from you for you. That was mwah, gorgeous, beautiful. But we are going to open the floor if anyone else has feedback.
I second that. I got nothing. That was beautiful. It was funny and informative once again.
Yeah, you're brilliant at I don't know what you call your style, but these humorous sermons. I don't know what to say that is other than genius. I wouldn't have mind more the examples of people that 2020 could take instead.
I was gonna say the same. Yeah.
Mitch,
Yeah.
I got a list about 5 if you want it. But it wouldn't hurt. We can of course get rid of 45. I think we all agree on that. But more examples of people you can take instead.
Yeah. Bring back Chadwick, please.
Oh.
God.
Brilliant.
Yeah, I love the flued out versus flued out. That was hilarious. Yeah, more people. The righteous anger was a good vibe. I was digging that.
Righteous anger. I like that. I think that's what I give. I was giving, angry homegirl. that's the vibe I usually get. Just angry homegirl.
No, I can
Smacking
almost
you on
hear
the back of the head.
I like it. Whatever your brand is, I like it.
Yeah, I could hear like Flight of the Valkyries playing in the background by the end
Yes.
of it. It
I'm all about, yelling at people all day.
was
It's that lady from the window, like, go home, you bastards.
It's like one of those interludes that you see on the Daily Show where it's like, okay, Trevor, let me tell you. And then just someone going off on the bullshit. And then you just have Trevor there going, I know, but. And it's like,
And another thing.
and here's Visionary like, okay, you know what, 2020? Fuck you.
Yes, that. And thank you for the shameless promotion to be on the Daily Show. Yes, Trevor, if you are watching, I am available.
Trevor
And
Noah.
willing.
All right. Listen, hashtag Trevor Noah, hashtag Daily Show. I'm hoping that these.
Hashtag
All right,
visionary
listen, we've
speaks.
got Visionary here. She's amazing. We've already heard her stuff. She's already, her brand rocks. Give her a call. We're going to have her Instagram and everything up here in a bit.
Thank you,
All right.
Trevor.
Yeah, there's that plug. You and your afro, you gorgeous, gorgeous thing. All right. Let's do a thing. Who do we got up next? Corey,
Yes.
are you ready, sir?
I think so.
Okay. Let's bring you up there. I got 5 minutes on the clock, and you are free to start whenever you'd like.
Thank you. I don't have too much. I just have a couple of pieces I'm trying to work out more. 9/11 already passed, but I have a friend who's super into 9/11 conspiracy theories, so I hear about that shit 24/7. Or I should say I hear about it 7-Eleven. That's where he works and where I'm constantly going down for free smoothies or free slushies, free Slurpees. Can't pass those things up, but I could pass on all this bullshit he's constantly trying to spew. Like, he obviously doesn't know what he's talking about. He's more of like a catchphrase theorist than a conspiracy theorist. He just has a bunch of different catchphrases he's trying to constantly throw out there. Jet fuel can't melt steel beams. Colin Powell is a secret Nazi sympathizer. Dick Cheney smells like cheese. It's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I can't really take it seriously. I've been this guy's friend for a little while, and he didn't even realize his ex-girlfriend had been cheating on him for like a period of 5 years, before she broke up with him. Like, I can't really believe that this dude who basically got outwitted by a more hardcore conspiracy version of himself is able to pick up some 9/11 truther theory that is being perpetrated on the American public by the highest and smartest people in this country, right? Minus George Bush, I guess. Like, maybe I could believe that part, but the idea that my friend could go 5 years getting cheated on with a dude who just works at a rival gas station, like the Conoco across the street, could actually figure out what the elite Illuminati are doing behind the curtain or wherever it is he thinks that they're planning their little secret cabals. It just doesn't really jive with me, like, he never even really caught on that his girlfriend was cheating on him. Didn't really question ever why she was changing the sheets 5 times a week. I'm pretty sure half the reason she was cheating on him actually was for discounts at the rival gas station for pineapple Slurpees instead of cherry. So basically blood and oil, same kind of conspiracy realm. But he was so worried about Bush butt fucking America, he couldn't smell the butt fucking, I guess. It was just beyond him at that point. So, yeah, it's tough. I mean, it's not that I discount all conspiracy theories. Like, I've actually been a little bit freaked out by the census. Have you guys gotten counted for the census yet? Has anybody had that weird experience? Yeah, I've been harassed for like the past 5 weeks with this shit. And every time they keep sending people out, and maybe I should just, give them complete answers. Maybe that's where I'm going wrong. But I haven't really trusted people who are obsessed with counting since Sesame Street. Like, the count on there was a vampire, and yet we never heard about any of the kids going missing. I think that was kind of part of what led Oscar the Grouch to be in those dumpsters, to live in that trash can. Maybe he knew what was really going on the street out there. Maybe he saw all the bodies that the count was secretly displacing while teaching us how to get from 1 to 10. But these census guys, I don't know, man. It's just like, I was reading an article in my hometown about how there was this protest against the corona stuff. Some people had shown up for like an anti-mask protest, and they knew immediately that it was 5,000 people there. And they knew this because they were counting their cell phones. Like, the FBI is tracking us through our cell phones. They know how many Americans there are. Just check the number of Facebook posts a day. That'll give you a better approximation than sending out somebody to my door to try and get me to fill out a little survey. I basically put all that information online anyway. Like, I was even applying for jobs the other day on the internet, and one of them was for an FBI position. And I thought, I don't know, maybe I could get into some kind of upper echelon, figure out if my friend was onto anything there with his Illuminati bullshit. And so I started filling out the application, and instantly a little dialogue box popped up, and it was a dude who was working at the FBI, and he was like, you know what, man, I wouldn't even waste your time on this. You're not really our speed. Checking your porn source history, you might want to try applying down to McDonald's. We think that'd be a much better fit for you. All the deep fryer fetish you got going on, maybe that could be a fulfilling life career. I mean, I appreciate that my tax dollars are going to some kind of good use there, that I got somebody looking out for me at the FBI. But again, why are they trying to count us with the census shit? What is going on there? I don't really know. I mean, they do have like the DNA question on there and shit, but I was reading another article that said they only require about 25% of people's DNA to be tested before they can just track everybody. Since, we're all related. Guess we're all coming down from Adam and Eve or Noah's Ark or something. I don't really know, some kind of bullshit there. But yeah, that's where the bit kind of dies. I don't really have a good way to tie it off. But I'll just call it there. Thanks for the time.
Awesome. Give it up for Corey Strike.
Thank you.
Eventually, we're all going to end up at like the Genghis Khan family reunion. Isn't that like we're all supposed to be like descended from Genghis Khan now?
Quite a few people. I
think I heard that. I don't know. I think my mom fucked him. I believe there's truth to that. All right. Let's open up the floor for who'd like to start.
I'd like to start in gratitude for
Can
someone
anybody-
who's. I'd just like to start in gratitude. I haven't heard any negative takes on the census yet. I didn't know that there was any kind of conspiracy theories behind it or anything. I know that homegirl harassed me at like 8 a.m. and like I keep real weird hours. Harassed me at like 8 a.m. for like a week before I finally like confronted her in a mask and a nightgown, and and had an argument with her as to whether or not my father was dead. Super fun. So
That's
thank
good.
you for that take, and any more negativity you want to throw their way, I'm in favor of. Also, the word butt fucking is fun. It's one of those words that you can't throw in there without it just kind of. And you worked it in twice, so thumbs up from me.
Does someone have a cat?
Somebody's cat is going
Yeah,
wild.
my pussy's freaking out. Sorry.
Okay. I'm just making sure it's not
That's my
mine.
bad.
Can everybody still see me and hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's good. I can't see or hear any of you right now, unfortunately. My screen went just completely white.
Oh no.
You know what? Should I just try to refresh or like?
Go ahead and try and
Okay, I'm gonna
refresh.
try
And
to
if it
refresh.
kicks you out, just come right back.
Okay.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh gosh. Start talking conspiracy theories and they just blacked out our whole screen.
Right? It was the census.
His pussy is going wild. Her screen is going white. This is all the QAnon, I'm sure of it.
Triple dick skins behind this. I just
I
know
knew
it.
it. This is Dick Cheney for sure. But I had a few. It was a good one. I once again my focus was on the butt fucking as well. Unfortunately, but I rewrote. I mean, it's one of those trigger words. You're just like, oh. It's almost synonymous with squirrel. You just gotta look up, you know. But on the butt fucking efforts, I had put butt fucking in his own backyard, pun intended. He couldn't tell that there was butt fucking going on in his own backyard, pun intended. I also wanted to lean more so into the fact that you became a conspiracy theorist throughout the whole set. Like the whole set was you being a conspiracy theorist, and and then at the end maybe because I know you were looking for a closer. You're like, well, now I know why we're friends. Maybe I've been a conspiracy theorist this whole time, you know,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
maybe I work at that gas station across the street. It was me the whole time. But yeah, like flash forward to me talking about conspiracy theories in a way that it's supposed to be funny. So I think that just going with that idea of like you're commenting on a conspiracy theorist while being a conspiracy theorist at the exact same time.
I mean, do you think it would be?
Juxtaposition.
Do you think it would be like overplayed to go full into it and be like, guys, I think the census takers are butt fucking my girlfriend, kind of thing? Like at the very end, like
Oh,
Yeah, just start blaming
maybe
everyone.
too many times.
yeah.
You know, but who are we anyway? Where are we? Aren't they watching us right now? Yeah. Yeah,
That's good.
that would
Thank
be
you.
great.
How you doing, Julie? You good now?
Yeah, I'm back now. And so you guys could see me the whole time
Yeah.
Mhm.
as I started picking my nose and shit. So no, I'm just kidding. It's a good thing I didn't start picking my nose.
We won't tell anybody. We especially won't broadcast it to all of Facebook or YouTube. So. All
I
right.
liked
Do we
it.
have any more?
I did have some things that I wanted to say about it, but I've been completely distracted by the white screen of death, and then I was backstage for a while, like, let me in, hello. So All I can say is it was great. I did hear the whole thing, and good job.
Thank you.
Awesome job. All right. And throw another 5 minutes on here. I will throw out a set. If everyone wants to throw your Instagram and social media stuff into the chat so that way we can throw the links into this broadcast, you guys are welcome to do that. I'm going to do this set and then we'll go around robin so everyone knows where to find you. Not you. Me. Hey. All right. So, yeah, quarantine has been really fun. You know, got to find new hobbies, new ways to entertain yourself. Been really big on self-care lately. Just got to take care of yourself. You've got to spoil yourself. And I've been getting myself a lot of things that just make life really good, really easy, and improve my day. Like a new toothbrush. Like, I got one. I'm going to tell you right now, that thing could vibrate the ass out of a cat. Just, shit, my gums are healthy. Yeah, if Sonicare ever branches out into the sex toy market, I will be camped out on release day. I'll open. Yes. Aside from the toothbrush, my second favorite self-care tool is serial killer podcasts. Because, I mean, really, what's going to make you feel better about your life choices than one of those things? And the good ones will delve, like, really deep into the killer's psychology and their childhood traumas. And you get to learn everything from, like, XYZ, ABC, and all that fucked up in between. And I don't know, it's a little telling, and maybe I shouldn't share this, but several times during those, I don't think at any point during Jeffrey Dahmer's childhood rundown, I should be going like, oh, me too. Yes, thanks, Mom. Yeah, this is probably a really great time to tell you guys I'm back in therapy. After 6 long years of just raw dogging it with life, finally got back into some protection, and it's going well. Of course, right now with COVID, it's online therapy, and it goes through Zoom. It's a lot like this. So if I start crying, think nothing of it. This is just really familiar. I really like my therapist. Like, she's awesome. She's helping me a lot. But every time I bring up my mom, the connection drops. She swears it's not deliberate, but you guys are all still here. And I said the M word. So I don't know. All signs point to she's full of shit. So I started suggesting, like, after the 5th or 6th time that it happened, I'm like, maybe you should, like, keep a wire hanger by the modem. I mean, it's a great intimidation. It's a great motivation tool. That's the word I'm looking for. You know, it always kept my ass in order when I was growing up. So, you know, I don't know, something to consider. She did recommend that we up my medication after that talk, but I don't think it's related. Anyways, so I'm very proud to tell you guys that I have not talked to my mom in 2 years. Like, yes, best drug to give up, because one day you just wake up and you realize you are not as into masochism as you were raised to believe. Go fucking figure. Yeah, but I do still watch Mommy Dearest at least 3 times a year to keep me in touch with my roots. Yeah. Yeah. Shit, dude. Oh, yeah. Fucking squirrel ran by or something. All right. You know, I started thinking, if I had like a shit ton of psychedelics, mushrooms, acid, whatever, Tinder, who knows? If I had a shit ton of psychedelics and a time machine, I probably could have had a perfect childhood. Like, you know, it would have been far different from the drug-fueled orgy that it actually was. But in my parents' defense, babysitters are really expensive. And from what I hear, it's super important to include your children in the activities that you enjoy. So maybe they were doing something right and I'm just an asshole for judging now. I don't know. My therapist seems to think that that's the reason I am the way I am, but maybe the apple didn't fall far from the tree and I'm fucking up the next generation. Yeah, now's a good time to tell you guys I'm a parent too. And when you have kids, a lot of people will notice the decibel level of their sex life just kind of dropping down. And you do it either out of respect or preservation of sanity for your kid, I think. Unless you're in my house and you're my husband, in which case you take it as a dare. And it's like, how loud can we get this bitch? How much can we fuck that kid up? And then he just starts bringing in the noise, bringing in the funk. I'm having near-death experiences because of a pillow over my fucking face. We will say, thank God I have an attentive husband because I haven't died yet that I know of. And it's just bringing me around to this huge fear I have. Like, what happens if my kid decides to just embrace himself in solidarity, start cranking it up, just volumes unheard to drown us out, and we just end up in this really fucked up version of dueling banjos? I'm going to go ahead and end that there. That is about 5 minutes. We will open the floor for feedback.
That delayed reaction we talked about.
Right? All right. Feedback if anyone would like to go.
I love the idea of your therapy as like birth control or some kind of protection during sex. I was wondering, is it like a condom, do you think? Is it like a diaphragm? Is it like an IUD? Is it a dental dam?
It's a dental dam.
Dental dam. Yeah. Very versatile. I thought, you could speak into that a little bit. But no, that was great. Good stuff. Very good stuff.
Thank you. Anyone else?
I like the idea of your therapist and your mother working together in cahoots against you. Without you even knowing. Like every time you say her name, the therapist is like, not today, bitch. I love Margaret. Mute. I think that would be great. It's kind of like, back in the day when we used to have dial-up and your parent would come over the fucking computer screen and like, get off the internet, I'm trying to call your auntie. Like some shit like that every time we hear her talk. I love the part about the toothbrush and the vibrating toothbrush, and you said like your gums are so healthy. I thought it'd be cute to say both your gums are healthy. Hey. But yeah, and then on some other perverted shit, at the end, when you're having the dueling battles, if your son was like, "Fuck you, mom," like that would be the end of it. Like that's a terrible way to end. But yes, and that's how teenage angst starts. It always starts in the home.
With taking him to an orgy, so I mean, it can't get much worse.
Hey, you guys are open parents.
So aggressive.
Someone will say I'm doing it right.
That's what morality is. We're all right.
Morality.
Full circle. Hey.
Circle. Oh my gosh.
How much would your mom have to pay your
The toothbrush.
therapist to cut off that? Yeah. Sorry.
You left me open-ended, Corey. Go. How would your mom what?
No, I was just thinking, how much would your therapist charge your mom to cut off those conversations before you could fully get it out? Is that a direction with any meat to it? I don't know.
A lot.
Ooh.
It's that every time I bring her up, it's like I have watched my therapist's face go,
How dare you?
she's like, wait, what? And so now
See, she's doing it again. She's cutting you off again. It's happening right now.
I think my therapist has a therapist that she sees after our sessions.
Your mom is watching because you got cut out through that whole part.
That bitch.
Damn it.
Sorry, I said.
I said the word. She shall
Yeah.
not be named.
I just need to thank you for the Bon Marché reference. That was a big throwback to my childhood, and the concept of the wire hanger being an antecedent measure to her reception / Mommy Dearest reference was brilliant.
Thank you.
And you can hit that a little harder. Oh, she
We
needs her
gotta
wire
stop
hanger.
talking about mommy's here because we're gonna lose her in a minute. It's gonna black her out completely. Your mom's like, you got one more time with me, girl.
All right.
Or we'll cut this shit off.
That joke's actually been in progression for about 2.5 months now. So it's like each time I tell it, I'm like, I need to tweak that. I need to tweak that. And one of these days, it's just going to be like, boom.
Yeah.
And I think it's waiting for her to die. That joke is
Yeah.
not going to work
It-
alive.
You'll be telling the joke, and then all the lights in the room will go off. That's this
I
is
do believe
over.
in spooks.
Then we can bring in Corey's conspiracy theories, and we'll just be great, you know.
Yep.
Kid
And then,
Kitty.
you know, she'll be found in a hotel. She will have left some Budweiser in the fridge. Let's see if we can tell
Absolutely.
everyone.
And we're gonna come through, and then everybody just carries eggs to her funeral.
Exactly. Yep.
Exactly.
And we'll have her funeral at a strip club called the Treasure Chest.
Full circle.
Boom. All right. If nobody else has feedback, we're going to go ahead, go around, and everyone can tell everybody where you can be found. So let's start with Michael. Michael, where can we find you online?
You can find me at The Girl Michael on pretty much all the things. I don't do the TikTok. Actually, no, I do the TikTok too. I have one video. It's terrible. But definitely check me out on Twitter. I'm much funnier on Twitter. I edit myself everywhere else because of family. And if you're really seeking me out, there's this little indie website you may have heard of. It's called theamazon.com. You can find my novel there. I wrote a book. It's called I Should Have Worn Panties. It is very affordable. It's filthy and very funny. Please buy it so I can buy food and stuff.
Awesome. Buy her book. Julie, where can we see you?
I'm just on YouTube. If you look up Hippie Chick on YouTube, you can't find me. So you got to type in Hippie Chick and then one of my videos. So like, say Hippie Chick, shit my boss says, and I'll be at the top. And that's all I got. Just YouTube.
Awesome. Go find her on YouTube. Visionary Speaks, where can we find you?
It's me again. So you can find me on all platforms at Comedian Visionary Speaks, spelled all regular ways. No extra Z's, no ghetto shit. Just English language. Visionary Speaks. I also have a podcast that I filmed today called 2020 Vision. I'm on the 4th episode, so please check those out. Like, comment, subscribe, follow. And I followed all these comedians because I'm supportive. I always say that support is an active sport. You can't just say it, you got to do it. So get out here and support all these comedians who are doing this virtual comedy and beyond so that we can get back to the funny.
Absolutely. She speaks awesome words. Corey, where can we find you?
Just right down there at K Strikes Kami on Twitter and Instagram.
Awesome. All right. And me, Tara Christian Wiedner, you can find me on Instagram, Tara Christian Comedy. You can also find my production company on Facebook, Living Room Comedy, or facebook.com/Living Room Comedy Inc. because Living Room Comedy was taken. I do host a couple open mics. We have Make the Love Seat Laugh Tuesdays at 2. We have Couch Potatoes Sundays at 3. And now we just added 2 riff mics during the week, Thursdays at noon and Saturdays at 9 p.m. It is called the Rush In Roulette. All the sign-up links are on my Facebook page. Check out the workshop group on Facebook to find out how you could get in on this awesome writing it's not a competition, but opportunity. We all get together, we write some stuff, we do our sets, we give feedback. You make some new friends, you get some new jokes, and you get to hear some amazing things on the things that you've written. So I hope everyone learned some things, had some fun, and if no one has anything to add, we are going to leave you guys with that. Thank you for joining us for the workshop number 131. Keep writing, guys. Have a great night.